make some noise. We're going to keep it rolling right along for our next comedian. He walked right out of a cartoon and into real life. Let's make some noise for Ryan Cordell.
I want your hat!
Thank you. I love you. I don't know why, but you look like somebody I can love. That's good enough for me. So my girlfriend just broke up with me today.
Yeah!
Oh, fuck you for saying that. It's cool. She'll come crawling back to me. I know this. I took her wheelchair. That's horrible. Not really. So my grandmother happens to be a big, huge fan of 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen, not that fluffy-haired faggot, Ashton Kutcher, she calls him. She's like, put on the one with the junkie, not that fluffy-haired faggot with the beard. Ashton, yeah, that queer boy. Okay, Grandma. I was like, Grandma, check out this how Charlie Sheen does his coke. So I took a sandwich bag, poured some powdered sugar in it, put it on her treadmill, poked a hole in it. I was like, check this out. Turned it on, it starts going down the perfect line. I rolled up a dog, goes like, a little bit gets up there. I was like, oh, shit, God, fuck, ow. I was like, Grandma, give me some water. She goes, here, take mine. A little handful. Oh, fuck. It was Everclear. My grandmother's a bitch.
Your grandmother's a badass.
Right? Pure Everclear in the glass. Here, take this. Or she's thinking about that, or I have a cocaine problem. One of the two. It's okay, I don't do cocaine. I just like the way it smells. And it smells delicious. High school was great. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was there yesterday, actually, doing an anti-bully rally. Yeah, could you see me on stage? Yeah, kids, don't bully people, it's bad. Lulu, skip to my loop, fuck you. Yeah. No, but it's cool because Snohomish High School now has 2 high schools. One is SHS, the original high school, and the other one is Glacier Peak. Well, the teachers were dumb, and they're like, hey, let's have a contest and see who wins it to name the new high school. Well, I put in for Off High. Because think about it, you beat a school name Off, you're never going to admit to it. So did you guys beat Off? Yeah, we beat Off all the time. Beat Off constantly, man. Pussy school. So I'm a brain cancer survivor of 2001 to now, 12, 14 years, somewhere between there. I don't know, I'm bad at math. Missing that part of my brain. But one thing's cool about brain cancer is, at that young of an age, you get a bunch of nifty door prizes with it. Now, I can stick magnets to the 3 plates in my head. I actually have a screw loose. Y'all can feel it later if you want. It's great. Like, if you dig your fingernail in it, you can feel the ridges of it. It's fucking horrible. I know. Another thing that I hated about high school, I went to fucking Concrete High School. If anybody doesn't know where Concrete is, it's this teeny tiny little bit of a town. Way the fuck up by Mount Baker. If you don't believe me, go there. They'll be like, where are you trying to go? Concrete. Well, you're here. Really? Yeah, lift up your foot. That was fun. It was the first ever fucking mascot in Concrete. So I took cheerleading with all the hot girls. What am I talking about? It's fucking Concrete. They don't exist. If anybody ever sees this from Concrete, I apologize. But it's funny because we had to do a prep rally up there, and I'm in my fucking lion outfit, and they're like, you gotta make one up off the top of your head. So I was like, okay. Because somebody got raped a week earlier in this, I probably shouldn't have done this cheer, but they're like, Ryan, what is it? I was like, R-A-P-E, get the fuck away from me. You were my personal square. Ah, don't touch me there. Yeah, probably not the best thing to do. I should have stopped at that one, but then they made me go for the fucking AV club. Or was it the mathletes? I forget. Yes, there's mathletes in Concrete. They're Asian. You can't make that up. Oh, we are some mathletes. We fuck all your calculator unite. So I was like, 2, 4, 6, 8. Why can't you get a date? Ow, what the fuck? Calculators thrown at me. And not the little blue ones that the schools provide, but the big scientific ones that cost about $1,000 a piece. Minor concussions, people. But luckily I have 3 metal plates to block that shit, so. So if you're like me, I am actually, if you're looking at me like, that's a pasty-ass Peckerwood white boy. Not true. I'm Greek and Native American. What's funny about that is people are like, oh, so you're Greek and Indian. No. Well, what's the difference, you ask? My people go, ooh, not, aye. Which is fucking different. So I have a lot of minority jokes in my set. And this one is probably the greatest one I've ever written. This is the minority Macarena. Woo! Like most Macarenas is da 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 da. That's right. But this one goes a little bit like this. I'm innocent. I'm Ryan Cordell, thank you.
All right, everybody, make some noise for Ryan Cordell. We got a lot of great comedians performing for you. Coming up next on stage, I've actually not seen this gentleman before, so I'm pretty excited. Let's make some warm everett noise for Jerry Benefill.
You guys having a good time so far? Alright, that'll change soon. It's my first time up here. I've been doing comedy for many years, just not in front of a live audience. But I do appreciate the fact that this is available for all of us, free show, no cover charge, no drink minimum, so let's hear it for the establishment for at least letting this happen tonight. And although there is no 2-drink minimum, I notice that hasn't stopped too many of you. But there is a drink maximum, and it's not the same maximum that you're used to seeing at other places. Their criteria is you either run out of money or you run into the floor with your face, whatever happens second. So you will still run out of money, although, if you choose to pass out first, because what will happen is when you finally regain consciousness and you check your wallet for the contents as it's being passed back to you by the policeman at the jail tomorrow morning, you'll find that all your cash and your credit cards are gone. And it's probably going to be because the staff will not let you leave without paying your tab. So anyway, and that just makes you want to think about driving safe. You don't want to overconsume, so if you do end up behind the wheel, just drink and drive safely, please. Anyway, little childhood story for you. When I was a kid, my father used to beat me at chess. Just kidding. We never played chess. He actually never ever laid a hand on me. He used a stick. And but it was a good childhood. I really don't have anything to complain about. It was perfect up until my dad left. And so after years of heavy drinking and drug use and multiple suicide attempts, he's much better now. But he ended up being a missionary and served in the field for about 14 years. He was in Mexico for 7 years, had to jump a fence and swim across the river to get there. Apparently it's a lot harder to get into Mexico than it is to get out. And that's about as close as I'll get to a racist joke tonight, or sexist jokes. I don't care for them. Try to stay away from telling jokes like that very much. But anyway, yeah, as a missionary, it kind of bothered me. I'm thinking missionary, and it always would make me think of the missionary position, and so I didn't ever want to think about sex and my father at the same time. But I looked it up. I was kind of curious, why in the world do they call it a missionary position? So I went online, and sure enough, evidently back in the colonial days, the church leadership would tell the congregation that you're only allowed to have sex in this one position. And evidently this was because they were observing the natives having sex in all these other wild positions. So I'm not sure why they were watching them have sex. I guess because they didn't have porno back then. Obviously they knew they wanted it, they just didn't have a smartphone and internet yet. But the other part that's even more disturbing is the leadership of the church knew that the congregation was imitating the natives having sex. So obviously voyeurism was okay. Anyway, but sex has always been a big thing. Everybody, it's important for people. It's a big thing. It's a big thing for me. For some of you guys, it might be a medium or small thing, but anyway, and it's important. I've been very comfortable with my sexuality, and I've always had great relationships. I don't know why I'm not in one right now, but I always thought it was fine. But yeah, I had this girlfriend. She was down. I'd be on my way out the door for work, and she'd say, "Hey, baby, you wanna number before you go to work?" And I looked at her and I said, I thought there was only one answer to that question. But some people don't have a good sex life. There's this guy at work that was trying to talk to me about his sex life. And that's uncomfortable. We're there trying to make some money, and you don't want, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, so you tell him, please, 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 tell me. So he goes into this and starts telling me that, hey, my wife gives me bad blowjobs. And I told him, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Just let me know if you need a second opinion. I asked him, really, what could be wrong? I thought, either it is or it isn't, I didn't know there was such a thing. He says, well, she doesn't swallow. And I said, well, dude, what would you do? Wait, don't answer that. I told him he's got the wrong attitude. I'm like, take me for instance. If I get one, I'm happy. You can swallow, you can spit it out, you can put it on eBay. I don't care, I'm done with it. It's all yours. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's all about sex, depending on what religion you are, of course, because some religions don't agree with certain things and certain activities. Now, let's take the Catholics, for instance. The Catholics are cool, they're fine, but mostly I like Catholics. I like to drink. Catholics are all about drinking. You run into your Catholic buddy at the liquor store, and he'll come over and he'll say hi. He'll say, how's it going? Nice to see you. But if you have a Baptist friend that you run into the liquor store, he'll hide in the back row behind the Mad Dog and pretend like he didn't see you. But yeah, Catholics are an interesting bunch. Catholic Mass is called Mass for a reason. It's massively long. You're up, down, kneel, stand, sit, kneel, stand, sit. Oh my God, thank goodness they had intermission. And they serve snacks, so I got in line. And I walk on up there, and it's like, what, just this little bit? And they hand me this cup of wine, and I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. Go back to my seat. Evidently, it was for everybody to sip on, but I figured maybe the priest had consumed most of it, because I couldn't understand the guy. I mean, he must have been lit. It's almost like he was speaking a different language. But yeah, Mass is crazy. I got to work out. Next time I'm going to stretch, I swear. But yeah, there were some gals I saw, they were wearing their yoga pants. They were ready to go. But speaking of yoga pants, there's always that woman that you'll see that probably shouldn't be wearing yoga pants. And I'm not going to say anything to her, but most people aren't buying it. They don't believe you just came from the gym. They think you probably just came from McDonald's. Which kind of makes sense. They got that slogan, supersize me? Really? I mean, whose brainchild was that? I mean, who had to approve that slogan? Was it, it must have been Grimace, right? Purple monster with, looks like that guy eats anything. But anyway, religions are funny. You just have to take it with a grain of salt. I got one friend that is a Jehovah's Witness, and they actually were. Whoop.
You're great, but we have a lot of comedians tonight. I've been trying to get you for a while. Make some noise for Jerry Benefill, everybody. All right, we're going to keep it going for you. Next comic up to bat, he performed last night at the Mirkwood, and he'll be doing a showcase at the Mirkwood this coming Saturday. Let's make some noise for Mr. Mark Andrew.
Woo! So I heard about this last comic show here, so tonight I decided I better bring some protection. Don't worry, it's not a gun. Alright, I'm ready. You can throw whatever you want at me. Anyway, diabetes. It's such a sweet death, isn't it? I have type 2 diabetes. My doctor told me it's because of a bad diet and a lack of exercise. So basically, I'm just fat and lazy. Now I gotta find a new doctor. I bent him over and gave him my own prostate exam. Now And I'm freaking out every time my eyes get a little blurry. I start going, oh God, I'm gonna go blind. I walk down the street, I get a little tingle in my foot. I'm like, oh, they're gonna cut my foot off. I keep having dreams. I see myself 20 years down the road walking on a stub with a cane looking for the vending machine. Somebody help me find the vending machine. I need a candy bar. Sugar's like heroin for me. I like to steal the little sugar packets in the restaurants, and I sneak out the back in the alley, and I take them and I tear them open. Oh yeah, that's so good, and I drink it. Oh, it's like shooting heroin. Oh, yeah, that's so good. Oh. I love people that say, well, sugar's bad for you, just don't eat it. I'm like, yeah, I like to see a heroin addict pass that test in a rehab facility. You go in there and there's a pile full of heroin, and the counselor's like, hey, it's bad for you, just don't do it. As soon as he walks out the door, the guy like, oh yeah. The guy walked back in, what happened to all the heroin? Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. The other day I was watching a video on Facebook, and I've never reported anything on Facebook before, but this video was so disturbing, I had to. It was this lady, she was making Oreo cookie marshmallow bars. I'm like, oh God, yeah, I want some, please. I've never been so turned on in my life, and all I could see was her hands. She took this big bag of Oreos out, and I'm like, oh God. Oh, see, this whole cookie is good enough for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now I got Cookie Monster doing heroin. Woo, good job. And she pulls out this big bag of Stay Puft marshmallows. I'm like, what'd you do, Ray? Anybody watch Ghostbusters? Anyway, so she takes this rolling pin. She starts crushing the shit out of the Oreos. It's like S&M. I'm like, oh my God,